Some laws in this book are about force, some are about silence, but this one, Law 24, is about style. Social intelligence as strategy. Play the perfect courtier.
And in a world obsessed with authenticity and blunt truth, this law reminds us, power isn't just about what you do, it's about how you move, how you make others feel, how you fit into the room without losing yourself.
The courtier isn't a clown. He's not submissive. He's the master of reading the room, of blending ambition with grace, of hiding sharp intentions behind smooth surfaces.
And historically, the courtier was the one who survived. While kings were assassinated, replaced, dethroned, the perfect courtier adapted, outlasted, outplayed everyone by not appearing to play.
That's the brilliance. The courtier doesn't compete directly. He influences quietly through charm, subtlety, observation. He understands that direct confrontation often leads to downfall.
This law teaches social mastery. It's about power through presence, through knowing what to say, when to say nothing, and how to wrap truth in velvet, not throw it like a brick.
And it's not manipulation, it's navigation. You learn how to exist around power without triggering defense, how to gain influence without resistance.
Because in real life, most power is social. It's who invites you in, who listens to you, who wants you in the room. And the perfect courtier? He's always in the room.
Robert Greene lists the traits of the perfect courtier: adaptability, self-control, elegance, discretion, patience. Not flashy, not loud, but undeniably effective.
And that's why so few people master this law. It takes restraint, awareness. It means holding your ambition behind your smile, letting people feel safe while you build quiet leverage.
So, if you're someone who wants power but can't help being blunt, reactive, emotional, this law will frustrate you, but it will also free you once you understand that soft power often opens more doors than brute strength.
Let's bring this into today. We don't have royal courts anymore, but we have boardrooms, group chats, creative circles, influence networks, and in every one of them, the rules of the court still apply.
Absolutely. Think of any high-level space. There are unspoken hierarchies, fragile egos, power behind the scenes. And if you walk in trying to dominate, speak first, or prove you're the smartest, you'll be silently removed.
But if you enter with poise, aware of the dynamics, respectful of the game, confident but not forceful, people relax, they let you in. And that's when you start to see where the real influence lives.
The courtier isn't interested in applause. He's interested in access. Applause is loud and temporary. Access is quiet and powerful.
And the modern courtier? She's the one who knows how to dress the part without overdressing, who knows when to speak and when to be silent, who remembers names, who studies dynamics, who plays the long game.
And people confuse this with being fake. It's not. It's being tactically aware. Not every truth needs to be said. Not every opinion needs to be shared. Sometimes silence is the strongest position in the room.
Because in social spaces, power isn't taken, it's granted. You're allowed in or you're pushed out, and how you carry yourself determines which one happens.
So the perfect courtier avoids extremes. Never too loud, never too cold. Always calibrated, always reading, always making people feel slightly elevated in his presence, even when he's 3 steps ahead.
That's the key. You make others feel powerful, respected, understood, and in doing so, you earn their openness, and eventually, their trust.
And trust is currency, not the loud kind, the subtle kind, the kind that gets you invited into rooms you weren't qualified for, introduced to people you weren't supposed to meet.
But that trust doesn't come from showing off. It comes from showing restraint, from making others feel comfortable in their own power, because you're not trying to take it, you're just orbiting it, for now.
Let's talk tactics. What does the perfect courtier actually do? What makes someone dangerous in silence?
First, observation. The courtier sees everything, reads the room,
tracks who holds real power, not just titles, but influence, who people listen to, who they mimic, who they defer to.
Second, adaptation. He never insists on being himself at the cost of fitting in. He shapes his tone, posture, language, without ever losing his center.
And third, strategic praise. Not flattery that's cheap, but tailored recognition. Compliments that feel earned, specific, rare. Praise that elevates the other person while positioning you as someone refined.
Because when you give that kind of attention, you create emotional debt. Not in a manipulative way, but in a human way. People remember how you made them feel, especially when you saw something others ignored.
The perfect courtier also knows how to ask questions, not to interrogate, but to reveal, letting others talk while he gathers insight, listening with intent, not just politeness.
And that's where leverage starts. Because in every conversation, the one asking calm, curious questions is in control, even if it doesn't look like it.
There's a kind of gentle dominance in that. You're leading without pushing, guiding without grabbing the wheel.
And over time, you become the one people trust with nuance, the one they confide in, the one they consult before making a move, even if you never asked for that position.
That's real influence, earned quietly. No bragging, no loud credentials, just consistent presence, restraint, and elegance.
But let's be honest, this takes ego control. Most people can't resist the urge to correct others, to prove themselves, to fight for recognition. The courtier doesn't fight. He lets recognition come to him.
Because he understands timing. You don't need to win every room. You need to survive every room until the right one appears, and then move precisely.
And when that moment comes, you won't need to act differently. You'll already be prepared. You'll already be received as someone who belongs.
Now let's flip it. What happens when someone ignores this law? When they refuse to adapt, to read the room, to navigate hierarchy?
They get eliminated. Maybe not instantly, but slowly, silently. Power doesn't always destroy you directly. Sometimes it just stops including you.
And that exclusion is brutal because it's quiet. No one tells you why, no one fights with you. You just stop getting invited. People nod but don't engage. The doors close gently and they don't reopen.
That's what happens when someone's too blunt, too honest, too authentic in the wrong room. They confuse power with freedom, and they pay for it with lost access.
You can be brilliant, talented, visionary, but if you lack social grace, you'll always be one step outside the real room where decisions happen.
And the saddest part? They often think the room is shallow, political, fake. But what they're really seeing is structure, ritual, code. And instead of learning it, they resist it.
The court isn't about truth, it's about dynamics. Appearances matter, emotions matter, people's sense of importance matters, and if you violate that too often, you become a threat.
Even if your intentions are pure, even if you're right, power doesn't reward truth, it rewards alignment, the right word at the right time in the right tone.
That's why emotional intelligence is underrated. You need to know when to speak, when to stay silent, and when to let someone else shine, even when you could outshine them.
Because that's part of the long game, making others feel powerful without giving up your own, letting them win small battles while you position yourself for the real one.
And if you can't play that game, someone else will. Someone less skilled but more adaptable. Someone who understands that power flows toward diplomacy, not resistance.
So if you're constantly running into invisible walls, maybe it's not your competence, maybe it's your presence, the energy you carry, the tone you use, the attention or tension you bring into the room.
The perfect courtier knows how to dissolve resistance before it forms. He doesn't trigger alarms. He moves with intention, not ego.
Here's what makes the perfect courtier powerful. They build something most people never even realize: invisible authority. Influence that doesn't look like power, but moves like it.
Because their impact isn't always in what they say, it's in how people respond to them, how rooms shift when they speak, how silence becomes strategic when they enter.
The courtier doesn't need to dominate to be respected. They're respected because they never make others feel small and still manage to rise.
And that's the paradox. People let you rise higher when they feel you're not trying to step over them to get there. You rise by lifting the room, not outshining it.
Power built that way lasts longer. It's not fragile. It doesn't depend on being loud or visible. It's embedded in relationships, impressions, emotional memory.
And that emotional memory is key. The way you make someone feel in a single interaction can shape how they treat you for years. That's the courtier's edge. They design that moment with care.
They make people feel heard, respected, safe, and yet they never disappear. They stay visible just enough to remain relevant, just sharp enough to be remembered.
It's a delicate balance. You give credit, share space, praise others in public, but in private, you move your pieces with precision. That's influence. That's mastery.
And the best part, most people never see the strategy. They just think, wow, everyone likes that person. They always get access. They always seem to know what's really going on.
But it's not luck, it's crafted. Every word is selected, every silence is intentional, every compliment has a purpose. That's not being fake, that's being effective.
Because this isn't about manipulation, it's about emotional discipline. The restraint to not react, the strength to let others take the spotlight while you hold the room from the shadows.
And the courtier never plays for today, they're always watching tomorrow. Every interaction is an investment. Every alliance is potential leverage.
That's why they last. While others burn out, burn bridges, or fight openly, the courtier just adjusts and keeps moving.
So what's the core of this law? It's not performance, it's perception. It's understanding that people in power don't respond to truth, they respond to tone, to timing, to how you make them feel while telling it.
And that requires a mindset shift. You stop speaking just to be right and start speaking to advance. Your words become tools, not weapons. Your silence becomes structure, not absence.
Because the perfect courtier is never passive. They're just patient, always observing, always aligning, never forcing, but never drifting.
And it's not about shrinking yourself. It's about shaping yourself to the space. Learning how to breathe in any room without needing to prove you belong.
That's why this law is so overlooked. It demands emotional maturity. You have to hold your ego in check. Let others talk, let others shine, and still know who you are underneath it all.
Because once you master that, you can be in any room, at any level, with any personality type, and remain powerful without threatening anyone.
And that's the highest level. Quiet power, calm influence, where you move people without pressure, where you shape environments without even raising your voice.
So if you're the kind of person who struggles with bluntness or feels ignored because you don't dominate the room, study this law. It's not about being louder. It's about being sharper, socially, emotionally, politically.
The perfect courtier knows survival isn't in the spotlight, it's in the nuance. It's in knowing which rules bend and which ones break you.
And that skill, that restraint, that social elegance, it doesn't make you fake, it makes you formidable.
Next week, we move to Law 25, Recreate Yourself, a complete shift in tone, where we stop reacting to the world and start rebuilding the self as a weapon.
But until then, remember, power isn't always about dominance. Sometimes it's about presence, and the one who masters presence masters the room.